Hey there, Griff Hamlin here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Welcome, thanks for joining me. In today's video, I want to show you, this is probably going to go fairly quickly, but I want to show you a little trick. I was listening to some ZZ Top, and I heard this Billy Gibbons lick, and it's this idea, of course, that you hear all over the place. It's certainly not just Billy Gibbons, but I don't know that I've ever really broken it down into a video. So I'm going to do that right here and now. So this particular idea, if we were in the key of A, and we have, I'll say box 1, right? The minor pentatonic scale. A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C, right? So a lot of times what we do is from that third string, from that D right there at the 7th fret, we'll slide up to the 9th fret, also on the 3rd string, and now we're in box 2. So it's a great place to kind of get from one box to another. It doesn't change keys, doesn't change sounds, just changes real estate, all right? It just changes our position on the fretboard. So there's this cool little moment right there where a couple of things just kind of fit nicely under your fingers. Meaning I've got my 3rd finger, I've slid it up to that 9th fret, and there's another note right here at the, 9th and 8th fret. And that is, I'll say, shared between box 1 and box 2 on the 2nd string. And I just dropped my pick, so never fear, I always have more in my pocket. Okay, so again, I got the 9th fret on the 3rd string, and I've got that 8th fret on the 2nd string. Okay, that's a great double stop. But what we can do with it is break it apart. Of course, you can play it. You can play it together. It sounds great. As a triplet, you can kind of slide into it. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and the way I ended this, you could end it any one of 1,000 different ways. I just slide back down to the 7th fret on the 3rd string, the 5th fret, and then the 7th fret. I'm just back into box 1. So you can do it as a double stop, 1 and a 2. And notice my first finger right here. This is muting things out for me. I often talk a lot about the fact that you want to come from a place of muting everything and just put fingers on what you want to hear. If I strike every single string, other than the fact that I have some harmonics right there, you don't hear anything except what I want. So make sure you kind of pay attention to that. There's a reason my first finger is just laying here. Now, the sound that I was getting, I'll say the more Billy Gibbons version of this, is to kind of bounce back and forth. And to do that, you could use your pick, right? Or you can do like I do and use the pick for the 3rd string and your middle finger on your right hand for the 2nd string. Or of course, if you don't use a pick at all, it's easy. Thumb and middle, thumb and 1st, whatever you like. But I think most of us probably use a pick. And again, you can slide into it. So it's like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, if you want to slide in it. It's a little bit funky. What makes this sound particularly cool is that, if you think of it, we have 3 notes. 1, 2, 3, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and. So on the first beat, the 3rd string leads, right? 1 and then on the next beat, the 2nd string leads. 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. So it turns it around. It's a cool kind of syncopation pattern almost, but it happens without you really having to think about it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you just want to get comfortable doing it at that pace. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it'd be even better if you can add the leg in there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just to really keep the time. Now I'm doing this in A, right? I could do it in C. It doesn't matter. The key's always going to be the same. Now, to practice this, what you might want to do is I'm actually going to put like a slow blues, right? If I keep it slow, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and okay, so now I've got my looper, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and something like that, right? It's a great little sound. Again, I can double stop it. Or I can go back and forth. Again, I can slide. And that's kind of a different thing where I just go third, second, third, and then I repeat myself and do third, second, third again, right? 1 and 2. So that's a slightly different sound. There's actually quite a few little, variations you can come up with just of that same double stop. And then of course, if I, go a little further with it, and let's say I kind of speed up. So instead of a slow blues, maybe I have a that's a little bit of a tricky one for the middle finger, but and I'm also using a little bit of mute on my right hand. You want to get it quieter and louder. You can even turn it into quarter notes and really shake it. There's just a lot of things you can do with that one little double stop. So take some time today and really experiment with that. Again, it's always about rhythm, right? You'll notice that all of the differences here are, generally speaking, rhythmic differences. I'm doing a slide once in a while. I'm doing quarter notes instead of triplets. I'm doing, triplets and I'm doing the slide in every other beat or every fourth beat, right? There's all these different little things, but they all have to do with beats. So make sure that you can keep the time as you do it. And as long as you do, I think you're going to find it's fairly straightforward. And particularly when you're playing it as a double stop, where you're playing both notes at once, you don't have to, you can still pluck it, or you can, you can really get in there with it. And when I do a fast shuffle, by the way, when I do fast triplets like that, I do down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, which I know looks a little weird. But that feels more comfortable to me because I'm always doing a down strum on the down part of the beat. Theoretically, you could go down, up, down, down, up, 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 down. Like, theoretically, that should work. It feels awkward and it feels uncomfortable to me. Theoretically, it could work. So if it feels right to you, I'll say go with it, but it feels a little strange to me. So in any event, it's a simple little double stop. But man, I think it really gets overlooked a lot. I don't think enough people spend enough time really digging into some of the varieties of things you can do with that. It's a great way to build your solo. Don't abandon the dynamics there. There's a lot of really great music in that little pair of notes and the surrounding notes around it. So play with it today. Hopefully I've given you some ideas. As always, if you have some guitar playing friends who might dig this video, I hope you will share it with them. I'm Griff Hamlin from Blues Guitar Unleashed, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.